problem. When we look at the difference between English and Chinese, the biggest simple difference is that in Chinese, your meaning, what you want to say, tells us what the grammar is. In other words, 批斗不可以喝. 批斗 is not who, all right? 批斗 is not the subject, it's what we call a topic. It's the idea, the main idea of a sentence. That's what it is, it's a topic. And 不可以喝, well, there must be people somewhere. If we just say can't drink beer, then who? Okay, must be us, must be students, right? When you hear the Chinese sentence, you interpret it and you figure out what makes sense. And that tells you what the grammar means, what the grammar actually is, okay? But English is the opposite. In English, we look at the grammar first. And if the grammar puts beer here, and then the verb, this is the subject. It doesn't make sense, but that's what it is. This is the subject. Who can't drink? Beer can't drink. That's the word order. Therefore, that's what the meaning must be. Okay? And that's where a lot of trouble comes when we take Chinese and we try to work in English. Also the same the other direction too. In English, we always try to be very literal. So English speakers who learn Chinese always try to have a subject. We always put a subject at the beginning because that's how we work in English. But then our Chinese sounds really strange. So this problem isn't just the sound, it's also about the grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, they all work the same way. So if you can find a good pattern in one place, you can probably use it in other areas to help you to learn. Okay? So, that's where I usually start these classes with the sounds because I find a lot of students have trouble with those sounds. But this too, if you're writing in English, you do have to first make sure that the grammar works. If the grammar tells you exactly what you want to say, then it's a good sentence. Okay? Now there's one more part to this. I usually don't have a lot of China students here, so I want to ask if you girls have learned the same thing. In Taiwan, they're taught a certain pattern for these, like boring and bored. What's the difference? What's the difference between boring and bored?
Boring is used in something, but bored is used in something.
Bored is for something or for someone?
Someone.
Someone, right? So basically, boring is for things, right? Bored is for people.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you girls learn that too? Boring is for things, bored is for people, right? Wrong. That's the thing, it's completely wrong in English. That's what it is in Chinese. In Chinese, there's a difference between a person and a thing in the grammar. All languages have some way to talk about it or he, right? We have words that show. We can have a word for a person, a word for a thing. But that's not grammar, that's just vocabulary, that's just words. But in Chinese, in the grammar, you make a difference between things and people. If I say, for example, the door closes. In Chinese, who closes the door? In English, who closes the door? The door. In English, the door closes means the door closes. I had nothing to do with it in the English sentence. In English, person and thing It doesn't matter. That's why this sentence, it doesn't make sense, but the grammar is okay. It's just the meaning is really weird, okay? But in Chinese, as soon as you make a sentence, you assume that whoever does it has to